conversation.
Yeah, I'm not an anime guy.
Good.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
So how's it feel to be back?
It's awesome. I'm just excited. Just that rush, that feeling you get just to be back on the field. It's exciting. Just happy to be back with the guys.
When you got the news from training staff from Robert that you were going to be back under center again, you passed all the tests medically and things like that. I mean, what went through your mind? Those initial thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, obviously excited, but just putting a plan together of how I can be successful this week. What my goals are, things to work on in practice. Just to get back into the flow of everything, and just going out there and just playing loose and just playing free. And so it's been good. I was happy to be back out on the field today and just being able to throw it around again.
How does the knee feel? Is there anything that's held up at all with it?
No, I mean, I feel 100% confident in my ability to go out there and play football how I need to play football, and that was kind of what I told the coaches is, I feel like I can go out there and play my game and not worry about it. And so, really, I feel like that doesn't have to be a focus, going forward. I feel like I can just play ball, and, the training staff has done a great job of just doing everything they can to help me out.
Other than getting healthy, what did you get out of these last 4 weeks?
Yeah, obviously a lot of learning experiences from good games, bad games from the past guys that have played, and just ways to handle them, and situations that they've gone through and things that they've experienced, and emotions in the game and the ups and downs, and really all of it. I feel like every rep that they went through, I was able to learn from and apply it to my game, and I just feel like it's going to help me going forward.
In what ways do you think you might be different or better this second stanza, so to speak?
Yeah, just I feel like as far as my approach, what things I should be looking for. Mentally, I feel like, what I'm looking for, what I need to do as a quarterback, is heading in the right direction. Of course, they're still learning, but I feel like I'm going in the right direction as far as my understanding of the game and, what I'm looking for, and, really the ability to just go through the offense and the mindset, I guess you could say, of just making the best decision every single play for the team, and putting those guys first.
When we were talking to Robert earlier today, he said as the season was going along and you were getting more starts, it seemed like you were getting more comfortable quicker into the games.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you sense that as well?
Yeah, 100%. And not only just like at the beginning of the games, but just in general of kind of my mindset, going to that New England game of just, coming out, ripping it from the beginning, having a little bit of the structure of the offense, but also being able to just have feel of what I was drafted to do and be able to make some plays. And so it's just finding the balance of both of those, and, that still carries on to now.
We heard from Robert talk to us a lot about the boring football a couple months ago, right? And then that's not something you've usually played. You've been able to run around and be one of the best players on the field or the most athletic people in the field in high school and in college and things like that. Stepping aside and seeing Mike play more boring, seeing Josh play more boring, Joe play more boring, is it kind of been like that seeing is believing thing for you now, where you've seen it executed, where now when you get back out there it'll be a little bit easier for you to hold back and play that style?
I mean, it's interesting, I guess, way that you put it, because in my mind, it's not boring football. It's kind of like what I just said earlier. How can I put my team in the best decision of every single play? What's the best decision for my team? Stats don't matter. Even necessarily going for the big play. What's the highest percentage play that's going to put us in the best situation? Maybe it's 2nd and 10, and somebody gets beat, and I got to dirt a ball at somebody's feet. That was the best play to put us in a 3rd and 10 rather than taking a sack or forcing a ball up. And so that mindset of just those big plays need to be there when they're giving us those big plays. And so my mindset needs to be, make them pay once they give it to us. But if they don't, I wouldn't call it boring football. Just play football the way it should be played. Make the decisions that they're giving you. They're not giving us the one down the field. So understand what we're calling the play for and be able to get the ball to your playmakers underneath. And Coach Saul had put it as boring football, but in my mind, it's just playing the right way. Honestly.
Did you need to watch? Like you said, you went back and rewatched. Did you need to do that to get to this point? Because you've been the kind, you want to extend plays, you want to make the big play. Did you need to see more of that?
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily see, but obviously just more reps. Me seeing their reps and going through, my majority of reps. I thought one thing that was cool was, watching those guys play, especially Mike in that Cincinnati game, was, how quickly he gets the ball to some of our playmakers, especially out of the backfield. Whether it's Michael Carter, Ty Johnson, T. Cole, whatever. Those guys do a great job going up and picking up extra yards. And so the ability to just get through your progressions and not feeling like you have to force something. What's the highest percentage completion you can find on the field? And so that needs to be the mindset going forward.
So what's the balance in that where, like, you want to find the highest percentage, completion percentage, or find the easiest target, but also that balance of trying to, when the opportunity is there for the big play, because that's what, you excel at. So what's that balance like?
I think that's something I'm still going to be figuring out too, as I come back. And I think that's something I have figured out more, the ability to eliminate. If something just doesn't look good, I need to trust it. I need to trust what I'm seeing and just say, you know what, that doesn't look good. Let me get the ball out over here, and see what this guy can do with the ball in his hands. And so there's going to be opportunities in this game where I might walk away and be like, dang, I think I missed that down the field. But because I was decisive, I got out of my hands, we still had a play out of it. And then there's going to be times where the defense is going to give us one down the field, and I got to make them pay.
From your standpoint, what would success for these final 7 games look like, and what do you want to accomplish heading into your second season?
Yeah, I mean, really just the operation. The way I'm going to grade myself on every single play is, did I put my team in the best decision or in the best, play based on the decision that I made? And really that just goes back to, it doesn't always have to be an explosive or a completion or whatever. Did I put my team in the best decision to be successful?
The offense as a whole has performed at a higher level with the last 3 quarterbacks than it was when you left with the injury. Do you feel kind of a pressure to maintain the level they've achieved?
No, of course not. I mean, I play my ball, how I play ball, and credit to those guys. I was able to learn from their reps and everything they went through, but I got to go in there and play my game and not worry about that stuff.
How encouraging was it to see some of the rookies you've come in with, like Michael Carter and Elijah Moore? It seems like just finally kind of hit their stride this season.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I felt like I was on the same path. When I had gotten injured, I felt like every single week, going back and watching every game, whether you see it or not in the stat line or in wins or whatever, just based on the progress of grading your decision-making every single play, I felt like every single week was getting better. And you see it hitting with those guys too, like they're understanding how to play the NFL game, and they're going to be great, one day in this league, and they are right now. They're doing an awesome job, and so I'd say all the way around, offensively, everyone on our team is really playing well. They're starting to figure it out and get into a groove, and so I need to just be able to come in and elevate how good those guys are and be able to let our playmakers make plays.
What's it been?
I was just kind of following up on that. Is there an excitement knowing that the 3 of you could have a pretty good future together here?
Yeah, of course. And I think that's what's cool. The GM and head coach that brought us in, obviously saw something in us to bring us here, and whether it's our mentality or the physical ability that we have, they had trust and belief in us, and so we're all going to lean on each other. Me and all the rookies, defensive guys too. We're going through this whole thing together.
What's it been like to have your personal QB coach here, and how's he helped you, during this time when you were out?
Yeah, it's been great. Really to sit in the QB room and watch what I've been through, watch what the other guys have been through, figure out things I could have done better, things that the other quarterbacks could have done better, what they did do well, watching how they process things, and maybe talking about how I would have looked at it, and maybe how now I might look at it differently. So it was awesome, obviously for the on the field stuff as well. Just the little corrections he can give me as far as throwing the ball as well is always helping.
Zach, when you found out that there was a positive test in your quarterback room, were you worried that you too might be positive?
No, I mean, I feel like we've taken the precautions and stuff to go through it. I mean, obviously, I hope, that doesn't happen. Obviously, I mean, you never know, but I feel good, so I wasn't worried about it at all.
So, do you think people are going to see any differences, like marked differences in you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say, one way or the other there. I mean, I don't really care what anybody, really thinks, if I'm being honest. I want to see improvement in myself, as far as when I watch the tape at the end of the day, do I see improvement? Not necessarily looking at a stat line or just the win column. When we handle our business at each individual player, the wins will take care of himself. And so I just got to be able to go in there and grade myself based off of how I'm doing each and every single play of just making the best decision I can.
Is there one thing specifically you feel like you're ready to do differently?
What was that?
Is
there one thing specifically you feel like after watching that you're ready to do maybe differently or improve upon?
Yeah, play fast. Play with my natural feel that I was given, play within the structure of the offense, and let my playmakers make plays.
Zach, when you we've talked a lot about how this time off can benefit you.
Mhm.
You know, about how you've seen these things, but you did miss a month now. Like, do you feel like there's any rust that you're going to need to knock off? Like, is there going to be a little bit of an acclimation period here against Houston where you got to get back in the flow of things?
I mean, I don't think so, just because I've been practicing, for the last couple of weeks, trying to mentally stay prepared, but also just making sure I do my field work and just staying up to date on everything we've been doing and, just taking all the reps very seriously, especially mentally. And I don't think so. Of course you could say that, and there's always things to learn from, but, I don't expect there to be.
When you were going through, just through the mental reps and you were watching the film throughout the first few weeks, were there any plays that you specifically remembered that was like, okay, I did this, but I should have did this instead? Maybe like you try to force something, but like there's a check on any play that specifically, sticks out that you remember?
I mean, there's a whole bunch. I mean, there's times even a good play, I could look back and say, this didn't look great. We forced it and maybe it worked out, but this is really where the ball should have gone. And, if you were, quick through your decisions, even the play I got hurt on there in a Tampa 2, I let the ball go deep. If I throw it, even more to the left, Keelan might score. We get the DPI and, we get down to the 1 yard line on the play I got hurt. But really, I shouldn't have thrown that ball. Those guys were playing deep. New England was taking away the deep play. I should have just probably checked the ball down in that play. So, there was learning experiences right there,
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thanks, you too.
You too, Jared.
You didn't ask him if he liked macaroni and cheese.
You came late. I already did.
Oh, did you? Yeah.